So this is my Nintendo DS game collection. I do usually keep it in the same drawer as my Game Boy game collection, but I just cleared them all out so we could focus on the DS games. Let's go ahead. This is my actual DS that I mainly use, this red one. Got it secondhand at GameStop a long, long time ago. I actually didn't get a DS right when they came out. I was still on the Game Boy Advance for the longest time. I got a DS uh, like a few years after they were big. Um, maybe I think it was before the 3DS came out, but it was like maybe right before, like or around that time. I think I don't remember exactly when I got it, but it was a while after the DS was already a thing. Um, so yeah, we saw last time that I have this other secondhand DS from one of my brothers because it's just busted. So like they weren't using it anymore. Um, but it can be used to do, I guess, some light multiplayer stuff, but it can't be depended on for like regular use. This is a stylus for I think Phantom Hourglass. It was I don't remember how I came across it, but it's like a quill pen that's shaped like for the stylus. I don't even remember where I got this from. If it was like a Nintendo Power promotion or something, or if it came with something, because I didn't buy Phantom Hourglass. um, I did play it because one of my brothers bought it, but like I didn't buy the game myself, so I don't remember how I came across that. I don't know if it's worth anything. So here is my main game collection. Again, I got into the DS late, so like I I thought I wanted this new Super Mario Brothers because it is just a good Mario game. Um, it's also got some funny mini games that are good for multiplayer or even just single player. Um, but something that I usually do with my DS games because I had so many GBA games and the GBA games don't really have standalone cases that they come in really. Um, so what I did is I usually kept a lot of my GBA games with my DS games if they were like similar in nature, like 2D platforming Mario game. Put them together in the same box just because they've got that extra GBA game card holder in most of these DS cases. So yeah, um, let's see what are some of the things to get through. So yeah, Chrono Trigger. This was the main way I beat Chrono Trigger. We had Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo. I think I may have started it but didn't get into it. Then we got it on the PlayStation when that was released, and again I think I started it but I didn't. I just didn't get into it. But when I finally came on the DS, I don't know why, but for some reason, I played the heck out of this game. I beat it. I beat it every. I got all the endings, all the extra stuff that's new to the DS version, even if it is kind of filler. Um, but yeah, and I did that more than once. I think I completely 100% of this game twice at least, just because it was so accessible that way for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, I really got into Chrono Trigger then. Um, Golden Sun. This was one of my early DS games because it was a sequel to like one of my favorite games, uh, and it was just so. I mean, I've got a Let's Play that I started on the channel. The I haven't touched in a year now. Uh, but I mean, to be fair, the Golden Sun GBA games that I did on my channel, there was a lot of spacing in between episodes on that, just because finding the time to dedicate to just playing the game was different. Uh, time would come and go, just based on life circumstances. Um, Rune Factory 3. I'll go ahead and explain this one. This was like I'd been watching a bunch of YouTubers. I think like Peanut Butter Gamer specifically was so crazy about like Harvest Moon, and this is basically Harvest Moon mixed with actual dungeon crawling, dungeon combat, and fighting and stuff. So it was sort of I figured it would be like my gateway into the genre of like farming sim games, or life sim, whatever you want to call it. And I guess this game is okay. Uh, I think it kind of got me answered what questions I had about the genre. Um, and so yeah, I don't know if the genre is my kind of game, but at least got me introduced to like why do people like these kinds of games, you know? Clash of Heroes. I originally got into this particular game because of the PS3 version that came out. We played versus modes of that a bunch, and so at my not we didn't have a PS3 at the time, but we were playing it at my brother-in-law's place. Um, and so when it came out on DS, it was like, or I don't even know if it came out first on DS. We just found out that there was a DS version, and so we went out and got it so we could not only play the story, but you know, play each other in versus matches. But yeah, um, I think these three games are probably the games I have the least attachment to. My Japanese coach, it is a game to sort of try to help with learning Japanese because I was learning Japanese at the time. It does have, I guess, you know, because the DS does have a microphone and a touch screen stylus for like testing your pronunciation and your writing. It should be a good way to learn it, but I just haven't stuck with it. I think just because it's kind of, it really is kind of a practicing. It really is. It feels a bit more like studying, even if it is like gamified a bit. But I don't know how successful you would get from just using this alone, of course. Um, Flash Focus, I actually have enjoyed. It is like a mini game collection, basically, with testing like reaction and visual cues and stuff like that. Um, Again, another game that it expects you to play it only for like a few minutes a day. Like you can't sit down and just play this for hours because there's not content there for it. In fact, it's even gated by like how many days have you played this game in a row. Like you got to play this for a certain number of games to unlock more stuff. You can't just sit through and you can't just sit down and unlock everything all at once. But yeah, it's I think this game is available for super cheap, but um, it's been a fun distraction. Similar thing with Brain Age. It's again a kind of thing with um, you're only supposed to play it for like minutes a day, but it also has a bunch of Sudoku puzzles. So that was really the main reason I got it. Plus that I could have like some way to just play Sudoku puzzles whenever I wanted to. So yeah, Metroid Prime Pinball. I got this game specifically because of the Rumble Pack, which I got it with a Rumble Pack. And so, yeah, I mean, Metroid Prime itself is a good game, and pinball is a fun distraction from time to time. It does have like the Metroid Prime like soundtrack playing on the tables, so that's fun to listen to as you're playing pinball. And yeah, the DS Rumble Pack, it's not Rumble like you expect from like the 60 N64 or even like modern controllers. It is a very much a lighter kind of Rumble. So, but it's something. It's fun. It's neat. Clubhouse Games is a great collection of mini games, mostly like card games and stuff. I've done a review of this game in more detail. But yeah, some of the funnest parts of this game are playing it with my brothers, and you only need one card for everyone to play. Like I think any game, because most of them are just like playing in turns. Um, but there's like basically PictoChat is like it has its own brand of PictoChat built into like the whole game. So like whenever you're playing a card game, you can be sending funny messages and drawing little funny pictures to each other when it's not your turn. And so basically you're always entertained the entire time, even if it's not your turn, because you can be messing with the other players. Of course, this is talking about local play with people you know, so it's just fun to do, particularly on like a car ride or on vacation, you know, something like that, where you don't have to, or if it's like noisy to talk with each other, you can just kind of play games and mess with each other and send each other messages. Mario Kart DS, of course, is a great Mario Kart game. It is the only Mario Kart game with a dedicated like single player mission mode. which has been a fun distraction, fun way to get more time out of your Mario Kart gaming. But yeah, I've basically played every Mario Kart except the 3DS game. So yeah, I'm just a Mario Kart fan, so I play those. Um, I guess I'll grab these Avatar games. I used to have uh, the original Avatar Last Airbender DS game, the one that takes place in between season 1 and season 2. Like order of release, it's like there was that game, which I used to have, and then there's the Earthing Earth, Into the Inferno, and then the movie game, which came out after because it was based on the movie that came out after. Um, yeah, I've talked about these games. I like all three of these DS games. Um, Hard to say. I guess I actually kind of like them in this order as well. Like this one is more of like the first game, which is like an action RPG that just, I mean, the first game goes through its original story, but I think the best version of that story is just on the consoles with the Wii, especially when the Wii has the pointer controls for doing the like calligraphy stuff that they have in that game. Um, the Burning Earth games I've talked about. I guess the GBA game is my favorite of those series of games. This action RPG it's decent. It's better than the first game in terms of combat because the combat in the first game is super stiff. Um, but yeah, this just goes through the story of season 2 up to the drill, um, and it's just okay. Um, Into the Inferno. This one is more of a puzzle game, kind of like the GBA version of the first game that I don't have. Or this is a puzzle game where you have two characters with each other all the time, and you're going around solving puzzles, going through the story of season 3. And then this one is kind of a, it's the, it is a puzzle game again, I think. But I really like this game because there's no voice acting, so I don't have to be reminded of the way they mispronounce everybody's names and stuff in the movie, which is horrible. So, and this is basically a good retelling of season 1 with some extra stuff on like Zuko's background. If you want to make believe that this is canon, I think you could do a bit of that. But yeah, these are good games. And again, I got rid of the first game just because I decided I don't really like the combat. It kind of brings down the experience. Plus, the GBA game and the Wii game are probably the best versions of that line of games. And then I also have Master of Illusion. This one, I guess this is kind of like those other games like Brain Age that I don't have like a lot of playtime in, but it has been fun because it comes with a deck of cards that is specifically it is marked so that you can do magic tricks, and you like work with the DS game as like it acts as like your assistant in doing some of the magic tricks. In fact, the way you interact with the DS kind of helps you pull off the tricks because it has like basically it has like secret codes in it that you have to just know how to use, and then you can like do these tricks with this deck of cards, and it can be impressive if people don't know what you're really doing. And yeah, that came with the bigger box to fit in because it came with the extra cards. Now this was a Club Nintendo rewards, just like a DS game case. It fits 9 DS games inside, and these are DS games that I just don't have boxes for. This also comes with some colorful stylus, which I pretty much never use. And so yeah, these are my other DS games that are a little more obscure. Well, I guess not necessarily all of them, but like Sands of Time Sands of Destruction is an RPG. I guess Sega, but it's kind of like an anime RPG. There was an anime made of this game, and the DVD is also it did get a dub, an English dub, but you can find that on Amazon or something. The ending, interestingly enough, the ending of the DS game is different from the anime. I believe the DS game came first, so the anime decided that they were going to have. It does have some slightly different characterizations of some of the main characters, but it is the same general, I guess, premise. But it does go in a little different direction towards the end. Um, I think just because it's more interesting to have an original ending, just to like be something different than just a direct translation of the game into a show. A Witch's Tale is another. Is that NIS? Yeah, it's another kind of RPG. The combat is kind of sluggish. There are a lot of random encounters in that, but I basically got it because it was kind of goth looking. I thought it was a little interesting in that respect, but that was pretty much it. So yeah, I did beat it though. I beat Sam's Destruction too. Wizard of Oz. That's another obscure. It's actually like a JRPG with like Final Fantasy X combat in the sense that each character has like a specific type of move that specific enemies are weak to. So that's what that is, and it does have like a twist on Wizard of Oz, but it's like a predictable twist. But yeah, uh, I've seen like other YouTube videos call this game out because it has like amazing graphics for the DS, but I guess it's okay. The controls are weird because you control moving, like even moving around the map with the stylus, like a trackball on the touch screen, which is kind of interesting. Yoshi's Island DS. It is a decent follow up for Yoshi's Island. It does have you switching characters between like you have to find like stations where you can switch between Baby Mario or like Baby Peach, Baby Donkey Kong, stuff like that, to where they have different abilities. It's okay. I don't like. I hate the castle music in this game. It feels like it's so not. It's so like non-music. It's very. It's like literally like tapping out notes, and it's like, is there a melody here? Is there anything? This is not spooky. This is not threatening. It's terrible like castle dungeon music. Like that's the worst thing I can say about it. Um, and then like there are other levels that have like decent music and memorable music that are like used in Smash Brothers. That I'm like, oh yeah, this is good music. But yeah, the castle music is pretty bad. Switching characters every once in a while is kind of it's different, not really better. Um, so yeah, and then Donkey Kong Jungle Climber. That is just because it's a Donkey Kong game. I like Donkey Kong, and so it's interesting take. There was a GBA game, DK King of Swing, that was a similar style, but this one just has like different. I guess what I thought more like the Donkey Kong Country trilogy kind of graphics looking characters. Um, but yeah, it's just okay. It's really just kind of craving more Donkey Kong. There wasn't anything on the DS that resembled the Donkey Kong Country games, so I got it. Tomb Raider. Which one is this? Underworld. Okay, so Tomb Raider Underworld I only got because it's DS Rumble Pack compatible. Like, there's only a handful of games that work with the Rumble Pack on the DS, and I specifically got this game only because it works with the Rumble Pack. And I played through it. It's okay. It's like it's a 2D action platformer kind of game. Nothing like amazing, but it was okay. And I just got it because it was something I could use the Rumble Pack with. Because otherwise, all I have is Metroid Prime Pinball. And then Tetris DS. People claim this is like the best version of Tetris. I don't know. It just seems like more Tetris to me. Like it has other game modes and things, and it has like the Nintendo skin of like Zelda and like Mario music stuff, Metroid even. But like every time you start a new game, it starts with like the same theme, and the theme only changes as you rise in like difficulty as time goes on as you're playing a match. So it feels very samey every time you play it. Where if you could choose, if you could pick like, or if it randomized the theme every time you played, that would make it a little more interesting, I think. But yeah, I don't. It just seems like Tetris. So yeah, maybe I'll get rid of that game someday when it's. I don't know. Maybe it'll go up in value or something. I don't know. And then Squad Command. This is a Warhammer game. This is Warhammer Squad Command. It was interesting because it was, I don't know, it was like a strategy RTS kind of thing. It's not really RTS, it is kind of turn based, but I don't know. It was just another interesting game that I could pick up, I think, for cheap, wherever I picked up. I don't know why. But yeah, it was just kind of like oh, maybe I'll pick this up because it looks interesting kind of a thing. I don't think I ever beat it either. Uh, but it was just interesting, just to be like, I don't know, I don't play RTS games or anything like them really, so I don't know. This was just kind of like another experiment of like, what kind of game is this or like? So yeah, that's all my DS games, and I do keep them in here with my Game Boy Advance games. And again, I do put a lot of the Game Boy Advance games inside the DS game boxes, just because it's more convenient because the DS games don't have like dedicated cases. So I keep a lot of my GBA games inside of the DS boxes. But yeah, that is my DS game collection. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for 600 subscribers. We will do another video like this of another part of my game collection when we hit 700. So looking forward to that. Let me know what you think of these games. What's your favorite DS game? Let me know what that is in the comments. And if there's any games here you haven't heard of or tried or whatever, let me know about that too. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.